Welcome to the Motley Few. What is this, like Adventure Chronicles? I don't know. Brought to you by 1970s Yacht Rock. I've been in a 1970s yacht rock mood. For those of you who thought I was joking, I listened to some 10cc before I started this. All right, so when we were last here, goodness, it was like 1,000 years ago. When we were last here, you guys had made your way across the southern part of this little maze that you're in. You went into a room, and in that room there was a guardian of some sort that couldn't really move, and was trying to protect someone called the Sleeper in that room. But again, he wasn't super effective. You guys made nice with the dude, and he's lost all memory. He knows that you need to complete your quest. He suggests that you wake the Sleeper. You don't know if you have to or not. He couldn't really tell you how, because he's lost his memories, and that's all he would really tell you, is that he can't remember anything. So you guys ventured north and found yourself in a room with something that looked like some sort of a dial, some sort of a clock. Abbasi hadn't seen it in real life, obviously, but he'd read about it, and it seems that you're on the search for 4 scepters, and those 4 scepters in some way, shape, or form may or may not activate this thing. So it's pretty exciting stuff. You guys surmised that 4 scepters probably mean 4 mini bosses. So I thought that was a cute assessment. You decided to explore a bit and sort of get the lay of the land before you burst into any room, which was probably a pretty solid move. You also had surmised that to wake the Sleeper, you'll probably find something in the rest of this. What are we calling it? A crypt. This crypt. This demon queen crypt. Every once in a while, you hear an unsettling sound of the demon queen rattling her chains. All right. So, I believe you guys went up to this northwestern hall. You saw there was a door to the west. At the end of it, there was a door to the south. You have not opened up either of those. You backtracked and you went through the door just off the north as soon as you entered this northwest hallway. Upon entering that door, you were delighted to find some mummies. I believe you rolled a bit of a nature check, and some of you learned through this game, some of you learned through a different game, that mummies have something called rotting fist. And you do not want to be thwacked with a rotting fist, because you have a chance of becoming cursed. And if you become cursed, you lose 10 hit points every day until you're cured. So you'll need some sort of a remove curse spell if you end up cursed. And that, my friends, brings us to the state of now. Any questions for those who were not here last time? Did I cover my bases?
I think so.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, sweetie. All right, so you're all here. This is awesome. We're in the middle of battle. At the top of the stack was Cadmius Delbane. Am I pronouncing that correctly? Do tell.
Yeah, just call me Cad.
And again, love that you do the voices. More of the voices. Does anyone want any sort of narrative, rehash of this room, or are you guys ready to jump right in?
I'm good to jump in and just kill these mummies.
Yeah, let's just jump in.
I would love to. My interface stopped responding. Hold on a second. Page unresponsive. Would you like to wait for it to become responsive? Well, yes, I would. Thank you. That would be dandy.
Same here.
Oh, you as well?
Yeah.
Anyone else froze up?
Yeah, now that you mention it.
E3.
Oh, yep.
God bless America. All right, so that means.
It seems fine.
Oh, does it really?
Yeah.
Oh, mine just said aw snap. It says. I'll be right there. Well, this is not the best way to start. I have not had this problem before.
I have like 10 minutes and I want to kill something.
Well, we're gonna get you in there. So as soon as you load up, you let me know. Oh, it says I'm the only one. Oh wait, I see. David, you must have crashed too.
Yep, I'm reloading.
Well, you're faster than me.
All right, I'm back.
How was I the slowest?
I'm not back in yet. It's just still reloading.
Oh yeah, everything is all jacked. Okay. It's making me log back in. All right. Let's see if we're here now.
Yep, I'm back.
Oh, I heard that sound. That means combat. So that's good. Wow, a lot of weird stuff's shown back up in here. I've got to delete a bunch of stuff out of like the cards table and whatever, but that's for a later time. All right, let's get into combat then. Let me right click over that again. I believe you are up. What you gonna do?
Cadmius Sylvain. I am angry that I even got hit the last time, that I target the mummy in front of me. I grab my rapier and just take a full bludgeoning swing against the mummy.
And you do 14 points.
Excellent.
Of damage.
I'm going to use my bonus action, and I'm going to grab my dagger from the belt and slam that right into him as well, and probably miss.
You hit.
Oh,
So much blood. so almost one could say excessive amounts of blood.
Yeah.
And with that, I end my turn.
There's amounts of blood.
I'm gonna have to adjust some settings later.
I don't see any blood on my screen though.
So much blood.
No wait, no one else. Does anyone else see blood?
I do.
Yeah, I'm like, my entire floor is. Well, it's now fading away. It's seeping into the floor.
It looks like he dropped a jar of spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is.
I was
Bananas.
gonna say I don't see blood. I just see red paint all over the floor of
All
the
right.
tomb.
I'll be doing some tweaking on that. All right.
Awesome.
Has anyone asked Milan what's going on? Is she on the run from something? Every once in a while, I see what looks like, I don't know, like
I'm in an Uber.
tunnels. You're what? Are you in danger?
Oh, she's
I'm in an Uber
now.
on cell data, but I don't know who this Milan is you speak of. I'm just a simple nymph from the temple, here to have a good time.
Simple nymph. Remind me how you pronounce your name. Is it Sue?
It's Sue.
Sue
like boo.
Sue, I'm giving you, because of your unique circumstance, I'm going to give you some inspiration. So use it this game.
Oh my god, thank you.
Well, that commitment to playing while in an Uber, in a car,
Yes,
I mean, you
that's
guys,
beautiful.
like, that's awesome, right? That is amazing. All right, so that brings us to a mummy. Now, I do believe my mouse will show back up. Did you end your turn? You did, right?
I did. Yep.
Awesome. I have to relearn how to play this every time, you guys. Oh, it's because this crashed and all my stuff turned off. That's what the problem is. So guess what's going to happen, man? Any ideas? Any ideas? He targets
The
you,
mummy's gonna, of course.
and he's going to hit you with his rotting fist. And he does it. He does hit. And how much damage does he do? And did you save? My icon's gone. Wait, are you cursed? Okay, so we have automation going. So one of the things I have to remember that we're doing here is trying to see how much we want to happen. So you did a DC 12 saving throw, Rotting Fist. It does not say if you... Do you guys see that you did the saving throw?
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
I'm injured.
So there's just like this big delay.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow, I'm really losing hit points.
I heard a really weird sound effect too.
What was the sound effect?
Did anyone else hear it? It's kind of this weird, like, sandy sounding thing.
Oh, that is the ambience from the crypt.
Ah.
All right, so you must have passed your saving throw, which is good because you're not cursed. This brings us to our to little Uber Sue, which this is the coolest thing.
I really think our enemies are flops. So I want to cast Bane.
Is that line of sight?
Oh,
you can choose 3 creatures of your choice. You have to, and do you know how to target them?
Yeah.
So you're concentrating, it says.
Ooh. I cast a spell on my arm. Did it do the thing?
It says concentrating. Some spells require you to maintain concentration in order to keep their magic. If you lose concentration, such a spell ends. Okay. And then what do you do? So you did that. Oh, it says Bane. Yeah, it applied Bane to one of them. So do they have to do a saving throw?
Yeah. Charisma.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So one succeeded, one failed the saving throw. And
all right,
so,
can't win them all.
You can't win them all, but this poor thing's got Hunter's Mark, badly injured. I mean, he's having a rough day. I would say he needs a Band-Aid, but I don't know how much that will help a mummy.
All right. Go team.
All right. All right, Abasi is out in the wild right now, and he's concentrating. That's why he has the Hunter's Mark going. He's gonna keep his concentration going. He's gonna sort of hang tight, right? He just sort of gives you the eye that if you need him to engage, let him. So he's gonna ready himself in case anything comes out of the door. If anything comes out the door, he's going to break concentration and attack. And I didn't even see Mr. Dole over there.
All right. I'm going to attack and then use sneak attack.
Awesome.
I assume I do like a regular attack and then do the sneak attack separately. If anybody knows different, let me know.
That sounds like a thing the DM should have known. But we'll go with it. Holy smokes. We've got our crit. All sorts of dice flying around the screen. There is a dead mummy. Now I'm going to turn. Let's see if this works. I'm going to make. Wait a minute. Take that. Give me 1 second, you guys. This is brand new.
Greetings to our junior adventurer there.
Hey, junior adventurer. All right, so that mummy is now.
Your adventure looks highly fearsome.
Yes.
If you double click that mummy, it is now lootable. Unfortunately, this mummy is holding nothing. So alas, nothing to loot. All right.
I'm gonna bonus action into a hide here.
Perfect. I have yet to figure out how to stop the ghosted images during someone's turn. I know why they're there in case you decide that like you messed up and you need to go back to where you were, but for some reason I don't know. They bug me. Atreus, you are hidden. If you do anything, it will expose you.
That's okay. I'm gonna cast Cloud of Daggers.
Ooh.
Standard roll.
Cloud of Daggers sounds exciting.
Okay.
Where is Atreus?
So he's that like flashing thing in the upper part. So he did Misty
Oh.
Step invisible. So he snuck
Cool.
into the room.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So I should now be visible because I did another spell, but
You will be in like 2 seconds. I think when did you already cast it?
I did.
All right, you're now visible, right?
I think it's just slow.
You also had a torch going before, right?
A lantern, actually.
But it's all dark.
it's-
All right.
Yeah, I just froze. So
All right. Well, the good news is, are you doing anything else in your turn? And I can take care of it while you reload.
I was gonna try to do a bardic inspiration on Cad.
Is that a bonus action?
Yes.
All right, on Cad. Cad's there. I'm gonna target him. Boom. And then for you, because I'm that kind of guy, I'm going to do Bardic Inspiration, and that is a spell, correct?
It's actually under my features.
Oh,
It's a
features. Feature, free. Use feature. And you said Bardic Inspiration?
Hmm.
And it's going to consume, just so you know, it's going to consume 1 usage and resources. All right, so choose an effect. Do you want Bardic Inspiration D6, D8, D12, or D10?
Let's go with a D10.
D10 it is. Select. Cadmius Delbane feels a bardic inspiration. Do you see that? As evidenced by the fist in the upper left-hand corner of your character. Up next.
Oh,
Horbeck.
I'm sorry. He was only supposed to get the D5 or the D6.
Well, too bad. I do not know how to rewind that. I'll figure it out.
Because it has to do with the level that I'm at. I'm not at 10th level, so I can't give a D10. But okay, I have to refresh anyways.
You can. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Horbeck is rolling it. He's rolling something. Hits the mummy with his longsword. Wow. And does connect. Badly injured. You took this thing down to half of its life.
Here we go, baby.
A little payback. All right, and you guys decided that you wanted, if I'm not mistaken, you guys wanted to roll initiative at the top of every round. So reset initiative. Everybody roll. Permission to roll for Atreus, unless you're already loaded. All right, we've got our new stack. I think I need to then hit next, and it should go to the top of the stack. Horbeck's up again.
Yes.
That's what you get when you roll a 20.
Vengeance against the undead here. I'm gonna chop this guy to pieces.
Ooh, pizza sounds good.
Yes. Or not.
You hit. It was a hit.
Wow.
So yeah, he's not doing so good. Yeah, so you hit the mummy. I wouldn't say you attacked it to pieces. And a reminder for those who care, if you hold your shift down and use your arrow keys, like I am on Horbeck, it rotates the character without moving it.
Oh,
and you can also drive with your arrow keys pretty effectively. All right, so we got ourselves a Dob Bowl up next, making his way around. Solid hit. Jesus. I do believe that hurt the mummy. Oh, and so we got our sneak attack now. And it is dead. And let's see if he has anything to share with y'all. Let's find out. Convert him to a loot pile. And he has, if you double click him, I'm sorry, you guys, he has nothing. Alas, the mummies don't seem to care anything exciting, which I guess is why they fight with their rotting fists and not necessarily pocket change. So I'm going to end combat, and let's see if it gives you your experience now like it should. End this combat and empty the turn tracker? Yes. Experience. Let's divide it up. Assign. Auto-assign. Delete defeated hostiles from the scene. Defeated.
That automatically updated our experience.
Yep, it sure did. So one of the cool things about the way this works is instead of getting experience at the end of a quest, right? You get it at the end of every encounter. And can we just shout out to the Wi-Fi that Uber Sue is using? I mean, like, it's been better video than half the people I work with, honestly. Actually, it's been better video than half the time we play with you.
You are showing us that we live in the future.
There you go. Awesome. So you guys find yourself in this room. Let me pull open the narrative to see what happens here.
For some reason, I'm not there at all.
Deep.
Can I pull you out of the room for just a second to see? It says you're invisible.
And at this point, I've got to bail out. Anyone wants to run my character?
We can do that.
Justice. Kill some mummies who have already hurt me a little bit.
Will do.
All right. So
next time I'll be in for the full 2 hours.
Sounds good.
See you.
So Atreus, you are there now. You see yourself?
Where?
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna delete you.
I guess I'm still invisible though.
I just took you off the screen. I'm gonna drag you back on. Whoa. Hold on, you're a ghost. Give me one second. That might have been the problem. Hopefully you got your experience.
Yeah, I was wondering because it seemed like I cast the spell, but nothing happened to the mummy. Like he didn't get damage from my spell.
Somehow it seems like you weren't really in the game. Somehow. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm fixing your character. My bad. All right, guys, be thinking about what you want to do now that you've dispatched some mummies. Oh my god! Every time I switch between my Mac and the PC, I completely jack up all of my control pastes or my control C's. All right, we hit that. We hit this button here. I go here. I hit paste. I hit paste. I hit return. I hit OK. I select that guy. I say update. I close this. And then I drag it back on. And you are now there. Does it look like you're invisible again?
Yep.
Are you guys seeing that? That he looks invisible? Wait, it says you're invisible.
That was a really good spell.
Oh, wait a minute. It's an effect. Okay, hold on. There's 50 different versions of things. So this was an invisible effect, not... There you go. How's that? Let's give you your torch back. Now you've got your torch.
It's actually a lantern.
Oh, I'm sorry. A lantern. So what happened... just so you know, what happened is I can turn a token invisible, and then there's the effect invisible. And I had just kept turning you invisible, so you couldn't see you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still better than Fantasy Grounds. All right. All right. So here you guys are. You are in this chamber. Oh, I'm gonna put you back where you were, by the way. So if that's okay with you. I believe you were up, not there, you were up here, correct? Is that right? And you are in a little area we call the embalming chamber. So, you know, you've battled these mummies, right? There's blood, there's a bunch of stuff. Horbeck pulls out a little hanky and like, let me get this blood. There we go. All right, then the blood goes away. What is that red? Is that a spell?
I don't know.
It was a spell. It is now gone. All right, I think what happened, Atreus, I think the way you converted it, or the way you cast a spell, it was broken before it got to the character. I don't know how. So there were 2 spells instead of 1. Anywho. All right. So you guys are in this room. You've battled these mummies. You see... Well, you know, before you got in here, you heard some moaning and sort of, like, object shifting, right? But, you know, looking at this room, this place is in absolute disarray, right? Like, there's bottles, there's jars, you know, most of them have been destroyed, like, buried under some pottery and tools. You know, there's, you know, bits and pieces of things. If you want to know more, you're going to have to roll an investigation check. So I'll give you, because they don't let me do this with awesome tools, I'm going to say, if I describe this to you, it should go to the chat window. Right, so, center text in italics. Ugh. Anyway, the designer in me is retching. So you're in the embalming chamber. This chamber is small, cramped, and smells strongly of salt. The walls are lined with shelves packed with jars, some empty, some full of natron, which I don't even know what that word is, and I'm 54. And in organs. A table sits at the center of the room, covered in tools and holy items necessary to prepare and enter the dead. A pair of slabs with stained death shrouds rest in the back of the room. They have, you know, lips around their edges to sort of keep the natron salts in place. Oh, that must be kind of salt. While the body is being sort of dried and prepared. Sadly, these bodies, once on the slab, are no longer present. And you found smashing the room. So there you go. If y'all want, I can have you roll an investigation check.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. So here we go. And request roll. See if it works. That probably showed up in your chat. I'm enjoying looking at all the dice choices. Who is the orange? That's one of my favorite colors. All right, now we're just missing. I'll roll, or someone else can roll. Can anyone else roll for Delbane, or do I have to do it? Probably me. All right. It was almost unnecessary because Atreus and Sue, for the most part, found a few things. Right, so, searching the room, like I said, this place is in disarray. Although, below some of the rubble, you find this old leather-bound manual of magical and religious rituals. And you're thinking to yourself, is this related to that sleeping, to the sleeper in the other room? So there you go. Let me see which one you found. All right. So yeah. So this, this manual, like thumbing through it, it tells you just, to do what you need to do. Really, it just requires 3 simple things: a block of incense, restorative ointment, and some salt.
Do we have
You
any
said
of
there's-
those things?
Well, there is some salt. In this room.
I'd like to scoop up some salt from this room.
All right. So let me give you some salt. Who all's taking the salt? Dragon Queen items. Other items. Blah, 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 blah. Who said that they're taking it? It was,
Atreus.
Atreus. Where are you? Atreus is up top. Right. So, how do I give this to you? And a macro, AA. Oh, I have to import it, of course. Why would it be imported? I mean, that would be too easy. There's some salt. All right, Atreus. So I'm going to drop it onto you, into your inventory, and you should find some salt. Enjoy. Did the salt show up?
Yeah. My other character would have probably tasted the salt in the other game, but
Yeah, that's true. So, so you were well on your way to completing this quest. If you go into your quest tracker, where that's Wake the Sleeper. So
We're doing great, you guys. Go team.
Yeah, you guys already confronted the last to learn of the sleeper. You sought out the dead. Right? Oh, moved Wake the Sleeper to. Did someone just move something? Or did I do that? Completed, available. Wait, who's moving stuff around? Someone's confusing me.
oh, so that's everybody, not just us, just me.
No, that's everybody. Yeah, so it's you guys have shared quests, right? So this is so let me open it back up. Yeah, so you've done that. You've sought out the dead, and you have to find the items to wake the sleeper, right? So you need to, what to find now, so we can check that off, and then we have to add an objective. You need incense, right? You need restorative ointment. Oh, it was too good to be true. I thought I could drag and drop, but I cannot. Ointment, and then you needed salt, and I believe you already have the salt now. So yay team, you have 2 more things to find, and then to wake the sleeper, you need to perform the ritual. See how handy this is going to be, huh? Everyone excited? Probably not. It feels like work. But at least we're going to keep track of crap. All right. So you're in there. The investigation doesn't turn up anything else. That pretty much is what it is. All right. So what are you guys doing?
I can't. Well, really quick, I can't see any of the new things that you added into that quest log.
No one can?
Roger.
Okay, hold on. See how I make this happen. Did you get? But you guys did see the. You guys did see that, right? Like me do. So it's complete.
Complete. I just see Wake the Sleeper. Now it says 4 of 7, which I don't think it did before. But
It should say 4 of 7.
Yeah, before it said 1 of 3, and the same thing. That's all I see is an updated number.
Oh, let me see.
No, I don't see anything.
Oh, objective is hidden. Okay, I'm just learning how to use this tool. How's that?
I just clicked the little clipboard icon at the end of that row, and now it's completely gone.
Yeah. You moved it to. Okay, so someone else moved it back into in progress.
Okay.
we're learning our tool.
Too.
So I gave you guys like full control over the quest. It might be easier if going forward if I didn't give you that much control and you guys could just like check off the things that you did.
Yeah.
Or me. But anyway, you look at it. But do you guys see the quest? There's 2 quest things, right? There's the full log thing, and then there's like the sort of little window that says quest tracker. Do you guys have both of those, or just Because the one you want to
full log.
Okay, so look at the one that looks like.
Oh, I get it. I see. Okay, right below the, or right above the quest log icon is a show progress tracker icon. It looks like a bunch of like sliders. So if you click that.
Yeah, you don't want that one. No, that's the wrong one.
Oh.
I'm gonna remove. That was originally what we were gonna use, but it is so janky that I forgot to remove it before we played. If you look down, there should be a little quest log, and then down below that there should be called quest tracker.
Oh, okay. That had the same effect, I think. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, but you see Wake the Sleeper, right? So like the idea is you'd have whatever you're trying to do, sort of keeping track of what's going on. I think that'd be super handy. I think.
Yeah, I see it.
I think Melan's home, because I think she just did a roundhouse kick at us, if I'm not mistaken. All right, you guys are now in that room. Like I said, you've ruffled through everything. You have this, you have this manual, which is not an item that I see. There we go. I'm in the appendixes. There's not much else to see here.
Yeah.
Your
I said we go and explore the other rooms that are in this hallway really quick. And my guess is the other items we need will be in some of the other doors that were in that larger chamber. So we'll probably have to go back out.
And you see Abasi sort of like shake loose his concentration. He's no longer concentrating. Sue, are you still concentrating?
So hard. I'm thinking with all my might.
And does your what you cast? What did you cast? Bane? No.
Bane, yeah.
Okay, and so that dude's dead, so we can remove that from you as well. But you are blessed.
Hey, by the way, I no longer have control of my character.
That's okay.
Yeah, just noticed that too.
Let me get you here. Wait, does anyone else not have control of their character? It says you have control of your character. Let me try moving your character and see if I can move it. Okay, I moved it. Atreus, it says you have control.
Oh, that's weird.
Do you have it again?
Yeah, I can't like even grab it with my mouse or anything.
I've had that happen before. It was really weird. So it's a different, like you can do a different kind of refresh. Hit escape, and an in-game menu will pop up, and you can just hit refresh on that.
Reload application.
Yeah. And you're really otherworldly. You're all foggy. Kind of spooky.
Oh, it's because it's dark. I don't have my lights on.
Ah. Okay, so where's the party heading?
I guess we're going down the hallway. This was the first room in this hallway, right?
Yeah, you guys went down to the end of the hallway. You saw there were some stairs heading down to a significant door. And then you saw directly west there was a smaller door.
Okay, there we go. That worked.
Cool.
I guess I'll thief over to the small door, to the next door, and take a listen.
Awesome. Go for it. You were really thieving. You're like serpentine.
Yeah, not intentionally, but it worked out.
So you don't have dark vision, do you?
No, I do.
Oh, do you? It just seems really dim. Yeah. So you can.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why it's so dark in there.
Dark vision doesn't mean you can see in the dark. It means you see grayscale and figures and shapes.
Yeah, he doesn't see the grayscale that I would normally expect either. It's just it's just super dim. So Da Bull comes up to this door, and this door is heavy, right? It looks it's made of stone, right? It's pretty substantial. It's going to take a little bit of effort to move it aside. Your thief gene tingles and leads you to believe that this is probably some sort of a vault.
Do we think we can open this door with brute force, or do we think where there's a finesse solution here? Yeah, maybe I just examine the door.
All right, go for it. Do a investigation of the door.
Door, I investigate you. Wow. I think I just broke my toe on an investigation.
Yeah, you're not learning too much beyond. Yeah, it's probably a vault, and this door is heavy. Although, I mean, even with the 7, it looks like it's not locked.
Huh.
Are we opening the door?
Do it.
What's the worst that could happen?
Well, I mean, to be fair, to the south of where you are, is a much larger door. That does not look vault-like.
Like a bigger door.
I go up to the big door and I just kind of put my ear up against it and try to listen just to see if I could hear anything on the other side.
All right. Let me see if you do. So can you roll an investigation check?
Sure. Let me bring.
All right, so you got a 17. You don't hear anything specific. It sounds somewhat silent. So you don't hear any mummies rustling around. You don't hear any skeletons rattling their bones. Whatever's in there is completely still, if anything.
I just have a feeling big door means big boss.
Yeah.
Or mini boss, but.
Do we want to check out the smaller, heavier door first?
Yeah, let's push that open.
Who's our beefcake? Beefcake should be going through the door first, not the thief.
Yeah, I think that's probably Pat.
Or Horback.
All right, so I'll narrate for you. So, the heavy stone door can you guys see that? Is a chore to push aside, right? As soon as the door is open, you can smell the scent of metal and old rotting wood. Even the barest amount of light shown within this room is reflected tenfold by the mounds of glittering gold and gems. This large room is filled with literal piles of treasure: gold coins, gold bars, glittering jewelry, gems of all shapes and sizes, and all manner of other valuables. Crates and chests sit nestled in piles of coin. That just went away as I was reading it. Practically overflowing with treasure of all kinds.
That doesn't seem too good to be true, does it?
There are more riches in this room than 100 bodies could carry. And just for clarity, I will paste this into the chat. And stats. Describe. There you go. Large treasure vault. So you guys can read that at your leisure. So yeah. So this room seems pretty spectacular. You guys are welcome to go in. Horbeck, why don't you roll a perception check?
Come on. I would if I were smart enough to figure out where it was.
Okay, so in that chat thing, are you taking this?
No, I let her go.
Oh, well, you have to say that. She's just pulling, Michelle. I was holding a dog's leash and it just started yanking. I assumed it was the dog. So that the little two little cross things, right? Above your portrait, when that comes up, is a little bitty arrow that's next to saves, skills, and tools. If you click that little arrow, a big menu pops up. And it will say, like, dexterity, strength, intelligence, arcana, athletics, blah, 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 blah. Make sense?
Oh, hold on. Yeah, my HUD is in the way, I think.
Ah. This HUD is amazing for big monitors. If you're using a smaller monitor, you might want to pop into the settings and change its scale, because you can scale it smaller. What's your passive perception?
What is my passive perception?
I'm looking here. Your passive perception is 10. And 10's actually, you don't even have to roll, but you should find out how to do it. There it is. Well, I'm going to give you your passive 10 because I was already on that path. Your passive perception's enough to, like, there's nothing in this but gems, and you really want to go inside and see what's happening there. It's just pretty exciting stuff. This is a lot of treasure. But there's you perceive nothing of concern.
Yeah, I don't trust this, guys.
It's
I think it's there to try to keep us off task. I say we go to check out the other hallways and see if we can find the other two ingredients.
All right, let's
do
do it.
Always come back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a pin in this, okay? I think that we could have really cool matching tiaras.
Yes.
This vault is the vault of my ancestors, containing unknown riches. At one point, when this was not a prison, this is where we stored our treasure. There's probably 500,000 worth of gold coin at least in this area.
Wait, so are you saying it's like cultural appropriation if we use it for jewelry?
I'm not that woke to say that.
Okay, awesome.
So, yeah, Avasi's not too woke. So yeah, he's with you because it's like, he kind of points out that, so you guys find like 500,000 gold pieces. Are you gonna carry it around or just sort of remember it's here? Right.
That's gonna encumber a lot of us pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So.
Basically, this vault contains enough gold for everyone in the party to retire and never work another day in their life.
Hey, we can get that and call it done. Like, later, Abasi, you know what to do. We got paid.
Yeah. So he did promise you each 20 gold if you did this with him or something like lame like that. So, all right. So this finds you at the top of some stairs, right? If you're not going through that door, there is a door to the south. You heard nothing on the other side, but you do you.
I think I'm pretty sure there's some big monster in here that we'll have to fight. I say we go find the other ingredients in the other rooms, see if we can, and awake the sleeper.
Do we think the sleeper is after the 4 mini bosses, or?
Well, my thought was maybe the sleeper knows how to defeat the mini bosses.
I wasn't sure. Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like that or like we get those things we get the incense and the restorative ointment on the journey through the mini bosses. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and the Watcher couldn't help you, right? Because that dude was like enough to say. What you did suss, if I remember correctly, was that the sleeper would be beneficial in the end, but it remains to be seen if waking her up before the mini bosses would be a thing that you could do or should do.
I go up one last time to the door and I knock on the door and say, "Housekeeping."
Door opens up, a giant monster leaps through. No, I'm just kidding. I'm assuming that was a joke. All right, so do you guys want to crawl your way backwards somewhere then? What's the plan?
Yeah, I still think we should go find all of the ingredients first, and then we could always come back and tackle the bosses, because I'm almost positive there's a big monster in there.
That's cool. Let's go to the dungeon CVS and get the ointment.
All right, let's go.
All right. So Abasi also makes his way.
I yell into the room, "Yo, Cad, come on, follow us. Sue, let's go."
Oh yeah, Cad. Cad meets you in the middle room. Zippity doo. Sue's with us still, so she can drive her own character. Everybody else should be good to go, right? Horbeck is going to drive his own character. And it doesn't let you guys walk through walls, right?
No.
Because I found out in a different game that if I drag a character through a wall, it walks through the wall and everyone can see, like, as that character moves, what's there. So I've got to be smart about that. All right, so,
not back through walls, but oddly I can walk through people.
There you go. So you guys are back into what Abasi has told you is the Dial of Athan, right? And I will put this in the chat so you guys can get the, at your leisure reread this if there's any clues that you need from this. But basically, you're standing atop of a broad platform. It's decorated with like serpentine mosaics, identical to the one that was in the entrance of the vault. Right. There's a short set of stone steps that lead down to a 40-foot wide circular platform. That's where you're all standing right now. Right. Above you in the interior of the great obelisk is visible from its highest point. A glowing golden gem directs rays of sunlight down into the chamber. At the center of this room is a light focused into a golden gem. It sits affixed a much smaller obelisk. The light beam striking the lower gem casts a long ray of light on the floor. And walls which illuminate one of several ornate inlaid mosaics appear to depict various stages of the day. Right? Abasi begins to pace around. This is what happened before, because he'd never seen this thing before, and sort of sussed out that there's a crocodile head with a figure with an elaborate headdress. There's a red vulture flying under the sun, a jackal-headed figure on a shield, and a scorpion walking across the crescent moon. And as he studied this, he noticed the notches in those four areas, right? The moon, the sun, the yada yada, and sussed out for you guys that you were going to be looking for the four scepters to put into those holes. And as such, let's see if this works. As such, we can add to your quest log those four scepters.
Nice.
There you go.
I feel like if this were a real role-playing game, it would be like we have to get 40 incense and 40 restorative ointment.
Right, and then halfway through you'd find out that you can only find 39, and we're gonna have to head back to town to get that last one.
Right. We have to wait for all the mobs to respawn.
Right, and then like 40 random encounters later, you'd make it back to the shops. Right, only to forget what you were doing. So anyway, so you're in this big round area. You see several pathways. You went to the northwest. You see one to the north. You came from the south originally. You've got the northeast, the northwest. What's you gonna do?
I turn to the group and kind of looking at Abasi just to see if he acknowledges this. So I tell everyone, like, In another culture I know of, Scorpion is a healing god because its venom can be used to heal. So my guess is the healing ointment might be in the one with the picture of the scorpion.
He nods knowingly at you and doesn't have anything to add. Perhaps that's true.
I said we go down to the scorpion.
Works for me.
And which one is the scorpion? That's the one to the right? All right, so Bossy heads down per your direction. He heads over there. Right? And there's a door. And he's like, should I open the door?
Yes.
Or to Bossy.
All right, so, he comes up to the door, places his hand gently against it, pops it open, right? And he takes his first steps in and stops right about here. Boy, I wish they didn't make this all so pretty because I have a much better way of sharing narrative. Well, you've seen it, Curtis, in the other game. This one's just harder to read. So, as you pass into the hallway, beyond the scorpion mosaic, you begin to notice a prevalence of a little black scorpion scuttling about. More worryingly, the shadows in these halls seem to grow darker, and your light seems to only cover half the distance as it should. You soon find yourselves squinting into the gloom, straining to see ahead. So what are you doing?
Shall we proceed?
First, I'm going to cast Pass Without Trace. So a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature you choose within 30 feet of you has a +10 bonus to dexterity. Dexterity checks and can't be tracked except by magical means.
Aw, thanks.
So as long as you guys are all within 30 feet of me, as we move forward, no one should be able to detect us in here, just in case.
All right, so who's leading the way down the hall?
I can with that then. I'll go out in front.
Okay, move your character. So yeah, it's hard to see that, it's a little dark. You see what, maybe some stairs towards the end, but it's hard to make it out. Did you leave us? Cliffhanger?
Sorry, I had to talk to a kid asking me about things.
You're like, I can walk down the hall, and then your character just stops. And I'm like, you're messing with me, man. By the way, whoever's doing, so hold on one second. Let me turn off movement for a second. So whoever's doing the serpentine, just so you know, fun fact, on your keyboard, you can push the left and down arrow at the same time and move at an angle. I know. Wait, how are you still walking? I turned off movement. There, now you can't move. Because, Atreus, as soon as you hit this torch right here, the floor turns out was illusionary, and you start to tumble down this stone chute to the south. I'll let you tumble, and you land right here, and you hear Atreus, you hear oh, and he disappears.
I'll tumble for ya. I'll tumble for ya.
So here's where role playing video check gets hard, right? For those of you in the area, so Hornbeck, you're up. So for those of you, it appears this old chute was used to in the construction of this vault. It doesn't appear to be too dangerous of a trap in and of itself, and as the angle of the chute would keep anyone from taking too painful of a tumble. However, It was very deliberately reopened to catch the unwary and send them somewhere likely very unpleasant. So if you had done any sort of an investigation, you weren't going to fall into this trap. But you have found yourself in a large chamber. So I will talk about you in a second. But I will say, I need you to do a DC 12 acrobatics check, Mr. Atreus.
Don't forget, though, I also had Pass Without Trace on. So.
Oh, wait, and remind me again. You told me what it did, but I thought that was just basically like Uber stealth mode, but it's not. What is Pass Without Trace?
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from me, masking you and your companions from detection.
Cool. So you guys didn't actually hear him say a damn word. He just sort of disappears, and you see his body slide down the chute. And when you land at the bottom, you hear nothing. However, I need you to do an acrobatics check to see if you take any damage from the fall. It will be silent damage.
Acrobatics?
Yes, acrobatics. And you want to beat a 12.
Is acrobatics strength or dexterity?
Dexterity.
It's dexterity.
Okay, then I think he gets a plus 10 because of Pass Without Trace.
Oh,
I do.
So you have to get a 2 or better. So you think you can roll a 2?
You get a plus 10 bonus on dexterity checks.
That's pretty fantastic.
So do I just add that into the pop-up that happens?
No, let's try this. If we'll do it. If it doesn't give it to you, we'll give it to you anyway. But roll acrobatics, and let's see if this tool adds it to you.
Okay.
14. So it gave you a 19. So it gave you a plus.
No, it didn't. Because
that's just your normal.
I should have had a 29 then.
and you cast that on your. That's what that symbol is, right? On top of you, in your upper left, little symbol.
It's the concentration one, I believe, at the bottom.
Oh, when you fell, it probably broke your concentration. Because you're no longer able to concentrate when you're falling down a chute.
Okay. Well, I got a 19.
You're 19. So yeah, so you don't take any, like, you basically slide on your feet, sort of in Lord of the Rings style, right? Like when he's sliding down the elephant tusk, right? And you land silently in this room. And this room is dark and like 6 kinds of creepy, right? And it doesn't take you long to know that you were looking for 4 scepters, and one of them was the Scepter of Night. And this room screams Scepter of Night. Well, we're going to leave you hanging for a second while we go back to your compatriots, right? So you saw Atreus like slide down this little chute, right? And as I said, it appears that like it was deliberately reopened to catch unwary people, right? So like it seems like its focus, its goal is to send anyone who heads this way down the chute. So it's got 1 victim. What are you guys going to do? You could easily. It's about a 5-foot gap. You could easily jump it without even a check, or you could step into it and go for a ride. Now, all of them still have that. No, that spells. It will not be silent because his concentration was broken when he fell.
Can we throw a rope down to pull Atreus back up?
You can try. And you guys could communicate with each other if you wanted to. But you risk, you risk. You don't know where he is, how far it went. So you could throw your rope down and hope for the best. But communicating potentially could wake up whatever in the room, if anything. Do you like how I do that? I say the if anything part always. I don't want to give anything away.
What do y'all think? Should we just throw the rope? See if he sees it? Alright, I think I have 30 feet of rope.
Okay.
Let me double check.
By the way, the sound effects in this thing are crazy. I don't think you gues are hearing it, but there's like fire crackling wherever I am, and just
they're not hearing it.
It's pretty cool.
Cool.
So what you guys hear him whispering up the chute. The sounds are really cool down here, but in real life I'd be terrified.
All right, I have 50 feet of rope.
Awesome. So you don't know how far. I mean, all you can do is hope for the best. You want to toss it?
Yeah, right. So I'll just like hold one end, chunk the rest down, and then see if he tugs on it.
So let's see what we got. 5. Ooh, cool. So, and you're so I'm going to move your character into place if that's okay with you. So you're there, right? You sort of toss this and it rolls all the way to the end. And so Atreus, about 6 inches of rope come like sort of flopping out to the end of this chute.
All right,
6 inches is plenty, I've been told.
I turn to the wall.
Sorry, that was inappropriate.
Like, is this chute above me, or is it kind of on the wall? Like, is it in the ceiling or on the wall?
The chute terminates about 3 feet off the ground in the wall. It's kind of like a coal chute or a laundry chute.
Yes. I kind of turn towards the wall and look to see if there's anywhere that I might be able to quietly put a foothold and try to like pull myself and grab it and start climbing, using that to climb back up.
Yeah, it's only 3 feet. So just roll in athletics, and if you can beat like a 7, I'll give it to you. Like, it's only 3 feet up. This is just to see if you do something stupid.
Yeah, I'm trying to be as quiet as possible, by the way.
All right. So if you want to do stealth without rolling, you move half your distance, which I think is not a problem. So your first move would be getting into the chute, and then subsequently each one. Yeah, so you're completely silent. So I'll take your body and I'll move him right to there. And with that rope, so I have such a hard time saying this name. Dob Dole. I keep wanting to say Bob Dole, right? So Dob, you feel the rope tighten up, and you feel a little like double yank, like yank, right? And then you feel some weight. Now, I don't, from a size perspective.
I was hoping you wouldn't get into that. I might need a Horbeck. I might need some assistance.
I was gonna say you might want to role play now, because otherwise you're gonna get pulled down the chute.
I was about to say Thomas is about to yank me down the slide.
Yeah, you know it.
All right, I'll help you out.
All right, you guys are gonna have to snuggle up because that rope was sort of at its max. So you guys are both like sort of jockeying for the top foot of that rope.
Say also, once I got into the chute, I kind of plant my legs to the sides, like to help brace myself too, because I don't want to fall back down.
All right, so so they're good to go. So we're gonna move you up. I'll move you up to the entrance. So you guys see Atreus sort of start to poke his head out, and he's in this trench. The trench is about 8 feet, 8 feet below. So you could easily pull him up with the rope. And jump across if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, like, you're not going to slide down at this point. Like, you're pretty good to go. It's solid enough with your footing. It's not so steep that it's a slide. It was steep enough that you just falling in caused you to slide. So there you go. But you know it went someplace. You think the scepter of the night, or is that what it's called? Scepter, yeah, scepter of the night is what was at the other end of that chute.
Yeah, I tell everyone kind of like about the room. You didn't actually do anything other than just a quick assessment that's what you think. Yeah,
you
that's
hit it
what
out
I just
before
want
you
to
did
make sure, because you gave the narrative to me, but I needed to tell everybody. So, so just letting them know, kind of the quick like, hey, I think there might be a scepter down there. It seemed like a pretty dark, scary room.
Yeah, you heard the sounds. You saw the darkness, right? You didn't roll anything, investigate anything, or move. You basically landed on your feet and went, holy shit, and got the hell out of there, right? But, it doesn't take a genius. You're looking for 4 scepters. That place seemed awfully dark, but you don't know for sure. But that's what you think it is.
Should we move on down the hall more? Maybe being a little more careful than I was.
I love these little mistakes because that was I don't think you guys have triggered a trap like ever, and it was nice to just like have you walk down the hall. Even though that if you now look at it, it's clearly a trap. the two boards, But you guys do see the same thing I see, right? 2 boards. Like you see the torch, right? And then on the left and the right. Oh, so you don't see that.
No.
Oh, if you were to see me, it's like this is so clearly a trap. I'm like, how are they gonna like walk across that? And now I understand that this was it was for my eyes only. Now I understand. It's like it must be some sort of a trap, DM trap thing. Oh, that explains why there's a T on it. Anyway, so yeah, so you're down in that groove. Are you pulling up to the left, or what? Or are you staying in the groove?
I'll pull up to the right.
All right, so you grab the ledge. It doesn't require athletics. It's pretty basic. And boom, you are now on the right-hand side. Abasi comes like running down the hall, leaps across, and lands about here. And the movement should be a lot better now. I have there's an extension called Ease, where it starts off slow, accelerates, and then slows back down, which allows you to move across the screen a lot faster, but a little bit more fluid. Just so you know.
As the Bossy kind of ran and jumped over that so fast, under my breath, I'm just like, jerk.
And he doesn't say anything, but he spins towards you like, what? All right, what's the rest of the party doing? What are you doing, Sue? You've been silent. You're no longer in your Uber. You're back in the swing of things. You're in New York City, right? It's midnight. You're thinking, Jesus Christ, I want to go to bed, but I'm playing with these jackasses. So let's let you be active.
York? What was Old York?
Oh, sure, that's true.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you are in New York still, right?
Thomas, I thought we were breaking character. Yes.
Well, I just like out of character because have you hooked up with Jess yet in New York?
No, I'm here inside my $3,000 postage stamp while the rats gnaw away at my telephone lines.
Oh my God! I think out of character, Mark, you should tell her your answering machine story.
No, that was what I was trying to reference.
Oh, I was like, we've already. Wow, this is a rerun. Okay, sorry. Previously on the Motley Few. Cool. So, Sue, what are you doing in character? And now I'm going to insist that you use your voices and the personality of your character.
You know, I just want to be really supportive of the rest of the group, so I'm just gonna follow down the line and say, "Yay, team! If you need someone to jump down a dangerous pit, I can be your gal." Although I can no longer move right now, and I'm not sure why.
Oh wait, I have to put free movement back on. So free movement's back on. And with that, you see Cadmius Delbane leap across and land right here. Huzzah!
Oh my God, careful!
Looking good. That leaves Horbeck. So Sue, you stopped right on the pit. I'm assuming you meant to be here.
Thank you. I don't have very good eyesight.
What's your character again?
I'm just a chill monk I'm just a chill gal from the temple, trying to make some friends, spread joy and love, and maybe go to Burning Orc if we
Burning
have
Orc, that's right, Burning Orc. Burning Orc, yeah, you know, you need to save up for that. Those orc campground campers are expensive. Right, and it's like hard to find someone who wants to rent a caravan to you.
Yeah,
I rented my horse and wagon to someone once, and it got ruined. I got my deposit back.
No, just let your horse wagon in unless it has a theme. It can't even look like a horse wagon. Like you have to disguise it by having decorations and stuff. It's honestly been really gentrified by like the elf bros.
And Abasi just sort of nods his head knowingly, like elf bros are the worst. And out of character, I don't know if you notice some little nuanced things like those cobwebs are over your head. So there's different layers, right? In Fantasy Grounds. In the Wave Echo Cave, when we play like the beams in the mines, like we're above your head as well. It's kind of all that little nuance stuff is kind of cool. Anyway, you guys see this hallway heads down some stairs, and then sort of takes a sharp turn to the right, where it sort of terminates in darkness. You're not sure what's there until you get a little closer.
Shall we move on?
Abasi leaps ahead, goes to the ghost, says, I'm down, right? And there he is. And you guys notice that wherever Abasi is, there's light. He casts light. He's a pretty cool dude, although he's not woke.
I look in these jars that are here.
All right, roll an investigation. Yeah, as you touch the jar, it just crumbles into nothingness. There's a second jar if you would like to try again.
Anyone else want to give it a try? I don't trust my rolls now.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the show him how it's done.
All right. So Da Bull comes down, takes a look at this this urn. And roll your investigation. Awesome. And so you hear rattling around in this thing, a potion of healing. So let me open you up. And in your inventory, you now have a potion of healing. There you go. Huzzah. And the rest of the urn is empty.
Looks like there's a door down here.
Yeah. So you can see just down the end of the hallway, it sort of terminates. Abasi sort of heads down, lights up the area, stands under that cobweb because it's such a cool effect. And yeah, it does. It terminates at a large door heading to the south.
Do I get a sense of, does it feel like as we went down the stairs, it was about the same distance that I slid down?
You absolutely get a feeling that like you're heading, you're gonna, like, this door is probably within 10 feet of the chute.
All right. So I kind of tell everyone, I think this might open up into the room I was in. So I think we might be valuable to go in. I know there's something in there that we need.
Let's do it.
All right. So Horbeck, Sue, you're trailing up. Abasi is like,
I do not think that it is wise for me to lead into this room. You are all more powerful than I am.
yeah, and he sees you squint, and he's like,
You can take more hits than me. Just to be clear. I'm far more powerful than all of you. But you can take more thumps.
so,
Okay,
basically,
so,
your NPC is here for moral support and camaraderie and some guidance, but probably not going to like lead the fight.
Not tanking. Okay, fair enough.
So before we go in, knowing how dark it is in there, I want to cast my innate spell of dark vision.
You son of a bitch. So for those who don't know, wait, is that circle of darkness that I can never figure out how to clear? Okay.
That's dark. That's darkness. Dark vision is I can see. It grants me the ability to see 60 feet in the dark.
Okay. Yeah. So cast it on yourself.
Yeah. Do I have to target myself?
Yep. I mean, I don't know if you have to, but I think that would be wise.
How do I do that?
And are you putting out your torch? Because you are still lit up with a torch, or with a lantern.
Hold on. Let me figure out how to do this first.
I think dark vision is a passive. I don't think we have to cast it.
No, he has
I don't have dark vision
one.
though. Yeah.
Oh, but you can. Oh, that's cool.
Did that pass?
I don't know if we can get it separately.
Yeah, there we go.
Did it work?
Okay, and I don't know how to tell if I could see in the dark or not.
Well, does it
I
seem?
see it. It has it indicated on me.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I do turn out my lantern.
All right, so you turn off your lantern, and the rest of you, it suddenly gets slightly darker for everybody, right? Because this thing was like real light. He's like, whew, it's gone. So there's this door. What you guys gonna do?
Oh,
Can we go give it a listen?
Yep. So who's listening? I think Cadmius would probably be up there. He seems daring.
Yeah, this is some cadmium shit.
Yeah, so he's going to roll a perception check. And he's got a +3. Normal roll. And he got a 13 +3. Or plus, no, he got a... I'm trying to figure out how to tell what he got. He got a 16 total. D120 plus -1 +0 +4 +0. Craziness. Dark Hall. Hold on one second.
Should we let Cad pop a healing potion before we go further?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Do you want him to do so?
Yes. Cad,
all right.
Take your pills.
All right. So he's like, all right. Potion of healing. And he rolls it. Consume it. And he gets back 6 points. Not a lot. He's like, should I roll? I've got 3 more. Should I do another one? Actually, he's got 9 of them.
Oh yeah, chug.
Yeah.
So he's gonna chug. He has 6 greater healing. He's gonna do a greater healing. That's more like it. He's got a 16 back. Wait a minute. Where's it going to?
Straight to his belly.
Is that giving him back his points?
Doesn't look like it. I didn't see anything in the combat log either, like the rolls or anything.
Yeah, so he should have gotten back 24 points. That should be he should be at like 71 right now, which is looks more like that. Oh, I didn't target him. I'm so stupid. Yeah, guys. So the Game Master gave himself, like it says, the Game Master got healed, which is interesting because I wasn't hurt. He's like he thinks he's probably good there, right? 71 of 85. He's like that feels pretty solid to me, right? And did he already do the perception roll for the door?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so let's let him roll. Oh no, he did because there was a +3, I think, but we healed up before we talked about it. So at the end of these winding stairs, well, I'll give you the narrative. Now I'm supposed to read this to you, but it gives away a lot of stuff. You see the whole thing? Oh no, this is after you open the door. Okay, my bad. All right, so yeah. Oh, so you're in the East Hall, right? Yeah. So it gets as you guys went down these stairs, it got really, really dark. Through the door is either thick enough that he can't hear anything, or there's just nothing on the other side of it, right? He does hear what sounds like maybe fire, sort of barely making its way through the door. It's probably something similar to what Atreus heard when he was down here. So he's like, he looks back. He's like, should I open it?
I said, open it, but try to open it as quietly and slowly as you can. Again, big door always means boss.
So he opens the door. Right? And steps through. So he now is hearing what you heard. So at the end of the winding stairs, or a short shoot ride, lies the pit of Sekraj. I'm gonna give you this into the thing so you guys can read along. For those who don't know, I am not a great reader. Hence my dyslexia. Lies the pit of Serkatraj, the Midnight Whisper, a large square room with high ceilings and stone columns. The whole chamber is shrouded in unnatural darkness that deepens every shadow and threatens to choke light sources out. Piles of bones are scattered across the floor and piled up around the columns, each of them seemingly stained with dark ink or tar. At the center of the room is a stone sarcophagus, with bones piled around its base. It appears to be a mixture of white and black stone with gold and silver decorations. Notably, purple light blazes from the eyes of the carved figure in the sarcophagus lid, The magic seemingly weakened the darkness around it, leaving the sarcophagus plainly visible even when the rest of the chamber is not.
But who wants to touch that?
Yeah, so Atreus, you can see, Cadmius can see, Sue, you can sort of see coming through the door that there's some columns. Who's missing? Abasi's going to sneak his way in. He's not going to go too far, but he just sort of comes around to the corner and sees that chute. And there you are. So you guys are in this room. And you start to sort of hear in this chamber, there's sort of this clattering of moving bones and the sound of like hard tapping on stone, like click, 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 click. Straining to see the source of the sound, the form of a massive scorpion with the torso of a humanoid woman becomes visible. Sir Ketra scuttles from the darkness as scorpion made of pure shadows crawl from the skull and the ribs of the cage, Jesus Christ, I can't read. And Scorpion is, I'm fucking pasting it. God damn it. I've lost my mind. As scorpions made of pure shadow crawl from the skulls and rib cages in her vicinity. All right, so before anything happens, I'll give you a chance. So you sort of see coming towards you this bad boy. And take all you guys here. And we're going to add you to a combat tracker. And we're going to begin combat, and then we're going to go from there. All right, so can everyone roll initiative in the combat tracker? It's the second tab, and then I'll... Actually, if I hit begin combat, I think you can roll it then. Let me see. There we go, yep. Holy crap. So full disclosure, I didn't think you'd take this route, so I was not prepared for this specific encounter tonight, hence me reading it poorly. So this will be fun. I'll do Cadmius here. And Abasi. And I believe next round starts.
Sorry, guys. Egyptian gods obviously was not the right thing to base my direction off of.
So Cadmius, so he still has an effect applied. It is... what is it?
Bardic Inspiration.
And that's still good for an hour, right?
Yeah, it's good for up to an hour.
Awesome. So before battle starts, so before battle starts, you wonder if the sleeper would have had any useful information in battling this thing.
I apologize. It's 10 minutes. I don't know if it's been 10 minutes since I cast it earlier.
I'll give him like one round, and then it's going to drop. Okay. So we have a choice to make. It's 8:19. We can play till 8:30. I've seen at least 3 yawns, and sort of the dead-eye look of Sue, Uber Sue.
My eyes are so alive. How dare you?
Did you guys want to get into battle for a second, or do you guys want to? You guys want to end it?
It feels like a good stopping point.
I'm good either way. I play like twice a week, so I'm I'm pretty good either way. I think this is the first. You guys have made your way to the first real battle. It's you guys can see the monster, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree with Cliff. I think this feels like a good stopping point, and I'm sure David would want to be here for this one.
I think so too. So I think the next time we play, you guys have made your way. You guys have made your way into the first, into the scepter of the night, is what you surmised, Atreus, and that seems fairly accurate. I think that seems like it's probably exactly where you've landed. It's dark. It's like night. There's a scorpion. right? Hopefully the CGI is better on this than the Scorpion King, which was just horrible. Man, The Rock looked just so bad in that movie. But anyway, and we'll pick up here next time we play. We're at the top of the round. Horbeck's up. And any questions or comments before we end this? A little clumsy this time, trying to figure out how the tool works. A lot of updates, but I think we'll get there. Yeah, I think
this is the first time I've ever got to use my rope on any character in D&D, so that was pretty exciting for me.
Did we not play? We did the Scrooge thing for Christmas last year, right?
Oh yeah, but I don't remember using rope.
Maybe you guys didn't use it. The other party used rope to make their way up to because it was full of ice. Remember all that ice, and they used rope. Actually, I think it was that character over there. I think Milan, you did it right. Like you used the rope.
Alexandria, flying baddie.
Yeah, because she's an I can never pronounce it. Akarandu, Akaru, like the bird. She's an owl. So it's kind of cool. Although it's kind of a cheat to have someone in your party who can fly.
I think the owls are different. Owls are owlins.
Yeah, she's just we let her be an owl. She's a bird. It's good.
Oh, okay.
She's a bird monk, which is that combination is banned by a lot of DMs.
I would like to say this wasn't my first time, or this was my first time triggering a trap in D&D, but I do that all the time in our other game too. Like,
oh my god, yeah, you guys. So, Mark and Cliff, you guys didn't do the Goblin Caves because you didn't set off that trap, and that was you guys, how long was that run? That was probably 3 months, like probably a good 3-month run of the Goblin Caves. All because he triggered a trap because he forgot to take his armor off. Yeah.
To sneak.
Yeah. Stealth doesn't work well when you have on chainmail. So, anyway, you guys, it's always a pleasure. My thought for this group is this is our test group. We'll see this through and then decide if we roll back to our other groups or if we ever want to do any cross-pollinating or whatever.
I was gonna say on that note, one thing I've noticed, it does seem like there seems to be issues with spells on certain spells that you cast. Like invisibility messed my character up. The dagger spell I tried to do, and dark vision still has issues. Or not darkness. So
okay, maybe we'll do if you want to meet outside of this game, I can spin up a map. Like I'll spawn a copy of this, and we can do some testing to see how to fix it. Does that make sense? Cool. Well, we played for a total of 1 hour and 33 minutes, which it seemed like longer, honestly, but we had some technical issues. I don't think we'll have to reload as often. I'm going to try to do some more tweaking and make sure this thing's running smoothly. Did it run okay after we had the initial issues? Any other lag or?
Yeah, it was fine for me aside from that one reload.
Yeah. Yep. And it's doing, if you think about it, it's doing an awful lot. Like there's a lot of environmental stuff and lights and ambient sounds. So it seems to be pretty zippy so far. All right. Well, if there's any recommendations or comments, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you guys. Oh, I should do my voice. Next time on the Motley Few Adventure Sagas or Chronicles or just the Motley Few. That's good. I'll see you guys.
Thanks for the game, y'all.
See you guys.
Night, everyone.
Bye.